It's the SA Music Show on Jacaranda FM. Tavizo Kamburi is my name, the Fresh Prince of Radio in the building. Tonight we have the one and only Daniel Barron, singer, songwriter, producer, platinum selling artist, instrument player. My guy, what are you not?
Thanks,
Welcome to
man.
Jacaranda FM.
Thanks, brother. Oh man, it's so great to finally be on your famous show, man.
thank
It's
you.
really epic to
Thank
be
you.
here, man.
Thank
I'm always listening on the other end, listening to your magic. But now it's
Thank
great to
you.
be on the other side of the desk.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it plenty much. Man, there's something that you go on, like you go about, if I can put it this way, that really touches my heart. You know, you say we have to start noticing that it's not about ourselves, but it's about each other. And this I see you do extremely well. I believe it's the hit kitchen that you have.
Yeah.
And there is so many artists that you literally collaborate with. Like I'm looking at our chart now, right? This is the SA Music Show chart, and not even talking about the CTM Top 40, just the SA Music Show. We have Carmen, which you also work with.
I produced, yeah.
Yes, exactly that. We have Shaza, which you also work with.
Yes.
I mean, how many more?
It's a dream come true. You know, I obviously started out in this industry, and I still am an active artist, and I'm a singer-songwriter, and I still perform and all of that. But I started the Hit Kitchen a number of years ago, and obviously started producing my own stuff ages ago. But then I started realizing, you know, it's not just about me as an artist. I developed a passion for, you know, discovering artists out there that are trying to make it in the industry, and not only new artists, but obviously I have a lot of established artists that come to me now as well, and I've developed their songs for them and produce them, record them at my studio, and we make magic. It's coming on probably about over 200 tracks I've produced for other artists now, so it's wonderful. It's really a beautiful thing to be able to work with so many diverse, amazing, talented human beings out there, and watch their dreams come true as well. And that it blows my mind how special it is to actually, you know, because I've been through it, I can also mentor them. You know, I've been through the industry, you know, and to be able to show these guys and girls the ropes of what it takes to make it, and then obviously put my hand in there and create and help create hits with them. You know, it's amazing.
Why would you say you are this guy? Because I think it's very easy, and especially in our industry, knowing how competitive it is, that you actually would give someone else a hand and not feel insecure.
I suppose I've never, you know, even when I was an artist, I always, I suppose I've been brought up in a big family, knowing that I'm not the only special one out there, and we're all special. But not only that, just knowing that there's space for everyone in this world. You know, there's space for all of these amazing artists in our beautiful country, and everyone is so different. And the more artists I work with, like in a given week, I will be recording and producing and co-writing with about 5 or 6 different artists, and then that same week releasing another 4 songs to radio, and then the week after that then doing a gig myself. And there's enough space for that. I don't know how I find time for it all, but it's what I do, and that's where I realize how diverse and how everyone is so equally special, you know.
I love that, and thank you so much for what you're doing for this industry. Like I say, you know, there's so many songs that is. It can be your song, it can be someone else's song that you basically worked on, and it can be a song that I know you and Shaza also, you have a song out. Thank you for what you're doing for this industry. Dis vir my lekker om hier so te sit op 'n Sondag and to be playing good music.
It's the greatest joy. It's the greatest joy and pleasure. And then I have to thank you guys at Jacaranda FM and you, Tabiso, for, you know, absolutely your passion for playing the music and giving these artists the platform for the country to hear their magic. You know, we as South African artists appreciate it beyond measure. And I say that from my heart as well, because I'm an artist as well. So I appreciate it when I hear my songs on the radio. It's a dream come true every time it happens, and it never gets old.
That is so amazing. And let's talk about your 25-track album. That was basically, was it a 5-year project that you had?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
So that was obviously, you know, I'm being a producer. I'm such a beyond being a storyteller and a songwriter, and you know, I'm a proper perfectionist, and I like to experiment. I make a lot of pop music for my artists, and I also I think I use my own stuff to experiment more.
Nice.
So this 25-track album I started, it must have been in probably mid 2018 or so. I started working on this thing, and it became a concept album. Like, you can compare it to like a Pink Floyd The Wall or the Beatles Abbey Road. It's one of these epic things that just like, it's almost like watching a movie, but it's an audio journey kind of thing.
Absolutely amazing.
And I put these songs together. It took 5 years, and then released it, and it did yield like probably 2 well-known hits, but it wasn't really about the hit making pop. It was more just me pouring out my soul. And that particular album received 2 SAMA nominations, and then it also contributed to me becoming a Grammy Recording Academy member. So that album was there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it got me into the Grammys as well.
In this very same album, is it Roses that you wrote for? It was about 11 years back.
Yes.
And doesn't that say actually quite a lot? That the longer you must probably take on a project, the better you refine it. It's almost like wine.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, I still say there's no real formula, because I've got songs that are over 10 years old that I'll revisit now and make into masterpieces. But then I will spend 2 hours on a track, and it comes to life in the space of a moment that feels like a miracle. And that can also happen as well. So, it's not even an indication of whether the track's a hit or not, because it's just music is so mysterious that way. You kind of, you can spend an age on it, and you can spend a minute, and it can still be magical, I suppose. Yeah.
I want to chat to you about Genesis, and also the beautiful features that you had in that song, of course, of your newborn son crying.
Wow, yeah. That was so that's an interesting one. So Genesis, that song, and it's almost not even a normal song, and that kind of ends my album with the beginning. And the beginning, where my life kind of really started, was when my first child was born, and throughout the moments from the first heartbeat when he was still in my wife's womb through till where his first cries, I recorded those on my phone's voice recorder, and I just recorded these moments. And after he was born, I recorded his first little coos and little noises that he was making. And then I didn't plan it, but I then sat one day and I put all of them together, all of these noises, in a bit of a chronological order. And then I started composing music to it. And I promise you, it was quite amazing. I hadn't pulled in his cooing, almost his first singing notes, and I pulled them into the production session. And by some miracle, they were in the same key that I was composing the music in. It was a little miracle, and I mean, it could have been coincidence, but it was more than that. It was a very special moment, and you can actually hear him cooing and making these cute little singing noises, and it fits with the song. It's amazing, yeah. And now he's 4 years old, and he is an absolute rock star now. He makes a lot of noise at home, and he's probably going to be a better singer than I am one day.
I want to touch on that. Hey, it's Father's Day, and we're recording this actually just a few days before Father's Day. But it's Father's Day. You're an awesome dad of 2 kids.
Thank you.
And the other day, you were sending me a voice note, and man, I couldn't help it. Like, say for my friend, I don't think I should go there because we have a 15-year-old and a 6-year-old, right?
Yes.
We don't want kids anymore. We're fine. But how would a typical dad's day look in your family?
Oh, it's a busy day. It's a very busy day because I'm running my business, and I'm responsible for, in any given moment, about 30 to 40 South African artists. So that is one big role big responsibility to have, and I'm responsible for also, producing and releasing music and all of that sort of stuff, which I love. But then I've got these 2 little amazing little rock star sons that are everything to me, and I make time for them. And the beauty of it is I do work from home. So every now and again, after school, my 4-year-old son will come bursting into the door while I'm on a Zoom meeting or something, and it'll be a special moment. So yeah, amazing. And then our nights are with my second born. He'll be 1 next week, and yeah, so we don't really sleep much, my wife and I. But yeah, I must say I have my wife to thank. She's my rock through this as well. So she's my advisor, my absolute rock and counselor and everything to me. And it's such a great mother as well. So I know it's Father's Day, but without a beautiful, perfect mother, then what is a father, I suppose?
100% agree with you. And it brings me to the next question as to how do you deal actually with the time away? Because as you said, and I've noticed it with myself as well. Ons is heeltyd op die pad. We are gigging, we'll be out of the province, and there's a lot of time also that unfortunately we miss with spending time with our families. But how do you navigate through that? How do you keep that balance?
Very good question, man. Yeah, I think a lot of video calls. I mean, I'm literally I'm out of the country next week. Next week, the day after. So it's all about planning as well. So the day after my son's birthday, I will be flying out of the country for a gig, and then I suppose the trick is keep the trips short. So go there, do what you got to do, perform, rock the audience, and do it with heart, and then get straight back home, man. That's my advice. But I suppose it is tough. But like I say, without my wife, it would be difficult, The other cool thing is, because I am in the studio a lot these days, I am home a lot, and that is really cool as well. I'm busy and my hours are long, but to be in the next room and just step outside of the studio for a second, and they are there, that is a blessing in my life as well right now. Yeah.
I want to chat about your songwriting process, and you have this theme that you love sticking to, and that is singing about not giving up.
Yes.
Take us through your songwriting process, basically. Is it a lot based on what's happening at that point in time in your life? Is it a lot about the past?
Yeah, that's amazing you ask that. So I do find if I'm going through something, whether it's negative or positive, whether it a hurt or a celebrating moment, I don't write too much in a situation like that, but it'll be generally after the situation. It comes out, especially if you are going through if I'm going through a tough time, I don't write too much within that time. Wow. I'd maybe deal with it in other ways, maybe rocking out on a stage or I don't know, a bit of prayer, meditation, or just listening to music. I think that's great. But then the writing comes after the storm for me. But you asked about not giving up. There's two elements there. I speak a lot to young kids. They invite me to, different schools invite me to speak about following your dreams. And I always say, we've been given this dream, whatever your dream is, I believe God's put a dream into our heart for a good reason. And that reason is to follow it. Why would we have a dream then not to, for us not to follow it, And whatever barrier you have, I believe if that dream is still strong, don't give up on it. And no matter what anyone says, if you've got that dream, go for it. And I defied a lot of odds with, being an independent artist in my youth, and having a lot of discouragement and doors closed. And I just kept that dream strong. And it's not just about keeping that dream strong. You got to have that strong backing, that faith behind it as well. It's really, really important. But with that, when I'm writing music and when I'm producing music, I might have, like, right now, I've got 20 songs to produce before a given deadline, call it. I never panic because it's my absolute passion, and I'll never force the creativity. So songwriting and music creation is all about just letting it flow and not letting it all build up as a forceful moment. So yeah, I think it's a lot of life and creativity, and everything is about not giving up and just going one step at a time. Yeah.
Daniel, what is the recipe that you have? Because I'm like, it is with the years, right? I'm like counting from 2010 to about now. There's always been hits that you've been having on radio.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And people ask me this so much. What is the recipe to actually having that radio hit? Is there a recipe?
So if I had to encapsulate it now in mind, I know I have like this feeling that happens in my heart and soul where something comes together, and I know that it just comes together beautifully. But even still with that, it's still unpredictable. You can't predict what the masses are going to love. But with that said, the main thing is to stay true to what you want to create and not try and please others. Make what you love
100%.
As the artist, and as the producer. When I'm producing a new or an established artist, I always say to them, the first person that's got to love this is you as the artist. So that's the goal. Don't make something to try and be a pop hit. And I've never tried to do that. It's just I might have some sort of pop sensibility in me that is able to put these things together, and maybe it's a 10,000 hours thing or whatever, but it's more than that. It's kind of just a feeling that happens. A lot of people have said I should film the process more often, and I always forget. In the space of like a 30-minute music session where a hit is born, you think, how did that happen? It's very miraculous the way I see it. It's very, very out of this world when it occurs. So a short answer to your question is there's no recipe, there's no formula, but there's heart. There's heart and there's feeling, and it's about just keep staying true to your soul, man.
Man, I love it. Oh, I love
very
it.
Deep, very deep.
I'm going to keep to the music side of things. In times that you were gigging, the most craziest things that you've also seen, and this is one of them, right? I actually want to ask, do you still get these crazy moments?
Yeah.
Where a crazy fan came up to the stage and went over to your drummer and bit his nipple.
Yeah, that happened. That still remains one of the craziest moments. It was. I've played some really. Although I'm behind the scenes a lot these days, I still consider myself a lack of veteran rock star, because we've experienced some really fun tours and really good clean fun, But one day we were rocking on a stage, and I don't know how this beautiful lady managed to get onto the stage, but she obviously fancied my drummer, and he had no shirt on while he was rocking, and the next thing, I thought she was running towards me, so I was like, wow, this is cool. And she ran straight past me, almost knocked me over, and then went straight to my drummer and bit him on the nipple. So yeah.
Love such stories.
It's great.
Love such stories. To end it off, I know that in everything that you do, you also have this beautiful soft heart, and I want you to basically explain to us how important is this to you, right? I know that the Mother of Peace Children's Home in North Riding is also a very close thing to your heart.
Yes.
When talking about that, and especially what you said a little bit earlier on, that you love inspiring young kids coming up, how important is that for you?
It's it's the most important thing
because
to
that's
me.
your time that you're giving, right?
It's very, very important for me to inspire young hearts, whether they are broken and where they've come from broken homes or difficult backgrounds, to children that have been born into amazing homes, just to encourage any child out there that your dream is very important, and to believe in yourself and to not stop, because it's possible. It's possible to reach your dreams, and I'm living proof. And yeah, so I do a lot of that, and every now and again I'll get requests to come out to a school. I love speaking to children. To speak to children is I get so nervous to speak to children because they are so powerful. Their souls are so powerful, and I stand in front of 1,000 kids and sing a couple of songs to them, and the way they listen to you talk, it's very, very powerful moments there, and I really, really strongly believe it's just to encourage them to never stop, and to believe in themselves. Yeah.
Painted that moment so beautifully, like I could literally see it in my mind's eye. Tell us about the song that is at the moment on the CTM Top 40 with Danny Painter, the song that you did with Shazza.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So the track, the current track that's on the CTM Top 40, actually that's just entered, that I must mention, is the one that I did with Carmen Rodriguez. Yes, Carmen Rodriguez. Yes. She recently also topped the SA chart. And
she's amazing.
Yeah, she's really cool. She's incredible. Yeah. She's such an amazing South African talent, and she's a diva in the best way possible. She's got the voice of an like out of this world. She's incredible. She can sing anything. And we sat together, and she wanted a nice, groovy, popular kind of disco vibe kind of tune, and we just wrote this thing, and it's called Surprise. And she wanted a song that she could sing at a surprise party, because you get the happy birthday songs and stuff, and she wanted to sing something that was uplifting and just all about life's surprise for us in the best possible ways, And we sat and we created this beautiful tune, and it literally it's lighting up the airwaves, and it's doing so well. And then the Shazza song as well. I mean, it's also such a positive song. It's called Happy. It also topped the SA chart, and it's really just it's such a beautiful, happy anthem as well, and also an amazing talent. And then currently my track with Cheryl Lee. Gee, I'm like listing these, but yeah, we did a collaboration together, myself and Cheryl Lee, a phenomenal South African singer, and I co-wrote the song with her, and then we thought, well, we should make this into a duet. Our voices sound great together, and that's now just entered the SA Top 10
that
as well.
Correct. Yeah, that is correct. Excuse me, I said Shazza there, you would right. It's
no
Cheryl Lee, yeah. Yo, man, it is absolutely amazing. Like I said actually earlier on, the more what I'm literally getting out of this and out of you right now is the more you help, the more I believe you will spread in your wings as well. And I can see that you're not doing this to get clout, or you're not doing this to be on each and every track or whatever the case may be, but it's because you care for South African music.
I really do. Yeah.
And that also puts you in a beautiful, beautiful place, and leaves you with a lot of responsibility.
It does, yeah. And look, I mean, it's really it can be challenging at times, because I've got so many songs out there that are, but it's amazing, because the other day I looked and I was like, every song is achieving beautifully in its own way, and once again there's space for every song, and every song's got that space in the different places and the different platforms, and they just, every song will move different people,
Preach to us, brother.
That's
man.
Yeah.
No, 100%, 100%. Oh man, Daniel Barron, thank you so much for coming to visit. Come visit again. I have a list of things here that I still would love to ask you, but as this is a music radio station, we have to get onto the music as well. But please come visit again.
We can sit down and have coffee after this, man.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Thank you very, very much, and we'll see you soon again. I know you said that you're going out of the country very soon.
Yes.
Any local gigs that also still coming up?
Absolutely. There's actually too many to mention.
Okay.
I've got some stuff coming up at the end of the month. There's 2 gigs on the same day. The one is happening at Milk Bar, and that's in Rivonia, Santon area.
Okay.
I'm performing a lacquer acoustic, might get a little bit more vibey as well.
Lacquer.
And then after that, we head over to Lock, Stock and Beer 4 Ways. So that's going to happen at the end of the month. That's the 30th of this month. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
It's going to happen. So that'll be pretty fun. But then if you want to check out the full gig guide, head over to my Instagram. That's at Daniel Barron SA.
Gorgeous stuff. Daniel Barron about to leave the Jacaranda FM building. Thank you for your time, great sir.
Thank you, brother. It's an absolute joy to chat and so lekker to catch up. Thank you.